Motor, J Motor, J Motor, J Motor, recognize Heckler House, Heckler House. Oh, 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 oh.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, the only thing big I saw going on this week, as far as political news and crap, was them bombing Iran, who are known as extreme radical terrorists, that regime. So good riddance. They need to be gone a long time ago. We just haven't had an administration that would go in and take care of it. But it's done now. Supposedly they killed all their leaders. I don't know. But that's the reports. Again, I didn't see anything major going on. I saw them through a fit about the Tourette syndrome guy, and I don't know. I don't ever peddly crap like that. I've seen a couple things like that, but nothing significant. I know that YouTuber, and I seen stuff about the YouTuber, the black kid in Korea, got hammered with jail time for doing the shit he was doing. Some of these YouTubers, they think they can just do whatever they want to people and get away with it, you know, and then call it a prank. And it's not a prank. They're being assholes, and they deserve their punishment. Trying to think of anything else I might have seen that may have been significant. Oh, I guess we're going to get some changes with Warner Brothers now that the Ellisons bought them out. They finally got it. Netflix backed out, and now it belongs to the Ellisons, who own Paramount. So I don't know. A lot of people think, well, we're going to get some decent storytelling now. Well, I don't know about that, because they're still letting Kurtzman trash Star Trek, so I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's get on to talking about what I really want to talk to you about this week. So, as I've said before, even if you don't watch the channel regularly, and you've only seen a couple videos, or you don't watch it at all, it only takes 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't affect you or your channel whatsoever. It just helps this channel grow. So please subscribe. Also, I have another channel. It's called Easy Does It. The link is in the About section. Check it out if you like gaming vlogs and reviews and reactions to other YouTube channels. Okay. Again, subscribe. I got several shows coming down the pipeline. I'm a little backed up, but with them. But at least I got some content for you. I just recently got done watching Fallout, the second season. Again, with the first season, I'm sorry, but the show is not Fallout. It's not even close. they sprinkle elements of a franchise, whether it's game or movies or television. They'll sprinkle elements of the show or video game, but then the story has nothing to do with the game, or in this case, the game whatsoever. Like, they've told, the story is asinine. I can't stand the story. Her daddy's fucking, running shit and blah blah blah. I mean, she's got to stop him, and yeah, it's so dumb. The whole thing with the kid who's trying to run like a second fallout shelter with that group that the management group supposedly that he thawed out, and they all end up, okay, spoiler alert, they all end up, getting it by the roaches or whatever, the eradicated and that's the easiest thing to kill in the freaking game is the roaches. They're so easy to kill, but yet they all get killed by these roaches, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So now it's just him and that little girl that started to follow him, who supposedly only started a week ago, like 200 years. She just started that week or whatever before they put him in hibernation. I honestly thought they were going to take the black kid and they were going to make him leader of that section of the Brotherhood of Steel. Like he was going to take out the old man and take over and become the leader of that particular group, the Brotherhood of Steel. Because apparently the Brotherhood of Steel in this show, not in the games, but in this show, they're broken up into factions or groups. They all are still part of the Brotherhood of Steel. They got their own little groups. And I'm like, okay, whatever. That's not in the games. But anyways, now you do have what's called the Outcast, which is a completely different group of the Brotherhood of Steel. They don't believe the same way the new Brotherhood of Steel believes. Completely different groups of the Brotherhood of Steel. But that's not what happened in this season. But no, he just kind of goes off on his own and does his own thing with the goofy dude that they helped in season 1. Apparently, he's becoming a full-fledged ghoul, and now he's buddy with him and shit. They go to Vegas, and then they end up tackling a bunch of, he gets a suit, and they tackle a bunch of Death Claws with the help of the main guy, the ghoul character. I like that actor. He's a cool ass actor. And he's the only reason I'm watching this show. It's because of him. The guy who's the ghoul. That's it. The girl daddy issue thing is dumb. Anyways, they end the show with him turning over the new liquid fusion, the cold fusion, whatever, to the Mr. House robot residence in the casino. And then he leaves. And then the Mr. House thing starts building its Terminators or whatever they are. They're robots. And I'm like, what the hell? So basically, he just basically started kind of a war type thing. But that's the way they end it. And I'm just like, okay, that's weird. But whatever. It's a lame story. It really is. If it wasn't for the ghoul guy, that main character, I wouldn't be watching the show, honestly. I'm watching the show to give you guys a review and let you know how bad it is. Because them uniforms are god awful. They really botched the fucking Bolt uniforms in this show. Anyways, and the hell are they called again? The power suits. They botched them too. I don't think they look anything like the power suits from the game. It's completely different. Anyways, I give this show a thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm not a big fan of it all. I think they should have done it differently. I just like the ghoul character. That's it. That's my opinion. Anyways, let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Okay, Movieholics, this week is Fantasy Week. And we went with a couple of older kind of, it came from a video game. Well, no, it was actually a cartoon, and then it went to a video game, and then it became a movie. But it's fantasy based, even though it has like superhero elements in it. I have not seen these since they first came out in 1990. So trust me, it was an experience. So the first one, of course, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was done in 1990, and it roughly made about $202 million. It starred Elias Calise. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's the one who played Casey Jones. And then Judith Hogue. She played April O'Neil. I don't know all the guys that played the Turtles or Splinter, the suits and all that shit. So basically they're just telling the story from the cartoon, the original story. They found a contaminated container, or Splinter found a contaminated container with some green ooze in it that caused them to mutate. he took on the turtles and began training them in ninjutsu. Now, apparently, the backstory is he used to be a pet of a ninja master. And then the ninja master had a best friend, but they always competed against each other in the ninjutsu school. They were the best of the best. At some point in time, a woman got involved. It's always either money or a woman. Anyways, his best friend wanted the woman, so he was jealous. He ended up killing them both to get the woman. Backstabbing him is basically what he did. The rap Splinter, he put a mark on Shredder's face, and that was the end of that, supposedly. Now it's been like almost 20 years. I think he said 15, but it's more like 20. God, taking the time for him leaving Japan and coming to America. Anyways, now the Shredder is shown back up, and he started an old Japanese gang called the Foot. They were thieves and shit and blah blah blah. But anyways, he starts the Foot Clan here in the U.S. and he's taking young kids, boys mainly, and training them to be his little army, thief army, called Foot. Well, the Turtles show up and start beating the crap out of them, and next thing you know, they're fighting about who's going to stay in the city, blah blah blah, whatever. April O'Neil gets involved because the Foot tried to attack her, and the Turtles are keen on her. They watch her on TV as a news reporter, blah 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 blah. So they end up becoming good friends. And then towards the end, you know, they have to fight Shredder, and then Splinter shows up and tells them, "I know who you are," blah blah blah. And then the Shredder, he figures out who the rat is, and then they end up fighting, and well, the Shredder supposedly ends up getting crushed in a trash compactor, supposedly. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. It was a little bit cheesy, but I like the original Turtles movie. I give it 2 thumbs up. It was fantastic. Like I said, it's a little bit cheesy. It comes with, you know, the 80s, early 90s cheese is always good. Any other cheese from any other era just sucks. It's just terrible. But for some reason, the 80s, 90s cheese is just, I like it. It doesn't bother me a bit. Okay, so that was the first one. I highly recommend it. Let's move on to your next one, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. Now, they did a great job with the first one. This one, however, oh my gosh, it was beyond cheesy. And you had that, Ernie Ray in it. He's kind of half-assed stars in it. And he was in all them stupid ninja teen movies, like Surf Ninjas and Three Ninjas and all them really kiddie, teen, cheesy martial arts films, you know, back in the day. Teenager crap. But anyways, he's in this, and I'm not a big fan of his. You know, the guy, he knows his martial arts, but he can't act worth a shit. Uh, in this one, though, the storyline is the Shredder comes back. They didn't kill him, even though they crushed him in a trash compactor. But he comes back, and he takes back over the foot. There's still remnants of the foot left, including, his assistant or whatever the hell you want to call Master Tatsu or whatever the fuck his name is, the bald-headed dude. Anyways, he's kind of been running what's left of the foot. So Shredder comes back and takes over. The company that created the ooze, that created the turtles and shit, didn't create, but mutate the turtles and Splinter, are in this again. However, now they're digging up the old canisters of ooze so they can get rid of them because it's highly toxic. And they had just buried them 20 years ago instead of actually disposing of them properly because they didn't have the technology to do it. Now they do. So now they're digging them back up so they can dispose of them. Well, Shredder finds out about it and he figures out what you can do with this ooze. Well, they end up going to the labs. They kidnap the main professor over running the show. And then, which I like that actor. I didn't write it down, but I like that actor. He's a good actor. But they get a hold of the last canister because the professor has pretty much gotten rid of all the others, except for the one. Of course, there's just always one left. Anyways, the Foot show up. Not Shredder, but the Foot show up and get the last canister. He decides to use it on two creatures and mutate them and try to get them to do his bidding. Well, unfortunately, when he does this, it's babies. Like, he gets a snapping turtle and a little puppy wolf, and they're both babies. So he has to treat them like babies. At first he's going to get rid of them, then he's like, maybe I could use them because they have like phenomenal strength, blah, blah, blah. So instead of telling them basically to kill the turtles, he basically tells them to go play with them. And, they get in a big fight and blah, blah, blah. Raphael and Ernie, I can't think of the name in the show, but they decide to cock a plan where he goes in and infiltrates the place and tries to figure out what's going on. And they gotta do some stuff to get in there, but Shredder catches him, and then he keeps releasing the two babies in the town and tells them if they don't face him, the babies are gonna keep hurting people, innocent people. So they end up going to face him. And of course, they end up whipping his butt again. But and that's pretty much the end of the movie. They whip his butt. They figure out a way with the professor's help. They had to go free the professor, and the professor helps them concoct a concoction to put the two babies back into their dormant state, as actual, back to being no longer mutated. They fix a chemical that they have to make them eat. That's the hard part. They got to get them to eat it so they'll go back to being normal. A normal snapping turtle and a normal baby wolf cub. But anyways, They eventually do it, save the day, and that's the end of the movie. They beat Shredder again. Supposedly he dies again. Now, there are sequels. I think there's a third one. I'll probably watch the 2 new ones too. And then I'll give you a review on those as well. But for next Fantasy Week. This one, oh my gosh. I mean, it was terrible. I don't know what the hell happened. But it was super cheesy. It was so cheesy it was bad. I do not recommend this one. This one was terrible. I gave this one 2 thumbs down. I just didn't like it. They switched out the April O'Neil with a different actress. Not that she did horrible, but I like the original actress from the first film. She is way hotter, and she's kind of mouthy. But other than that, she's way hotter. I liked her better. She looked more the part. Another thing I did not like about this one was they had Vanilla Ice doing the music for the movie, and I was just like, that's a terrible song that they're playing. During the whole fight scene with the 2 mutated babies or whatever, that whole Vanilla Ice thing was so cringe. It was terrible. God awful. But I made it through. So, anyways, yeah. 2 thumbs down. I do not recommend this one. I'll get to reviewing the other ones next time for Fantasy Week. So, that's all I have for you this week. If you can have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. If you have any B-rated, underrated movies you think I may never even heard of or seen, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below. I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. So until next time, I told you you'd be told the truth, and you just been told.